Right. Just bring that down a touch there. That's better. Hopefully I'm not in too much shadow. Fingers crossed. Right, I'm going to just put my chat on. Bear with me. Come on, where are you? Let me check this. Right, here we go. Good. Testing 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Good. Right. Hey Matt, how you doing? Hi David. Robert, good to see you. Is that in the screen there? Don't think so. Good. Coming in loud and clear. Good stuff. Well, off the bat, hey Starglider. This is going to be just sort of general discussion, updates video. I'm not going to do any gameplay today. I'm pretty tired. And there's a few reasons why the Alien Sanctuary game that we're playing, we need to change that slightly. So I'll explain that later. But we'll go through some other stuff first. D. Johnson, how are you doing, sweet? Managed to catch one live. Good to have you here, my friend. Yep. So it'll just be general discussion. So if you're watching the vlog back, I'm looking for some gameplay, that'll be another time. But if you just want to sit down and just hear some updates and some thoughts and some ideas, I've made a few notes, an agenda, if you like. And I will be going through some of that and discussing those. Hopefully it all makes sense. And maybe talking a little bit about the expansion for Alien Sanctuary. We'll be talking about some of the posted situation, the books, what we've got here. Hi there, how is it going? Stefan, good to see you. Good to see you. It's going well, my friend. I am a little bit tired. I have to be honest with everybody. You're looking at a tired Toby. Hi Mike. Lots of postage has been, it's been intense. And that's not camping. Lord McGray, how's Toby? Germany here. Good to see you. I feel you on the tired bit. Yeah, I was so whacked yesterday. I was like, ugh. It's difficult. It's difficult when you're doing when you're kind of, your schedule is such that you're just intensely packing all the time, and then you're intensely designing. Getting to this space is always a little bit tricky, but I do enjoy doing the streams, so I wouldn't do them otherwise. So that is just a fact. Yeah, you can see the wonderful products we have here. Now, I did do an update video, which you can check out on the channel, on this YouTube channel, and that does go over some of the stuff. I missed off one or two things which I will bring up now, and we'll quickly just go through this again just so everybody's got it clear in their minds. And there was one or two things which people did ask about, which is my own fault for not putting that in, but we'll do it. Matt says self-care is an important thing, especially when you essentially work for yourself. Keep being good to yourself, Toby. Matt, that's a very good point, to be honest. It's a very good point. Working for yourself it has so many challenges. I think there are a couple of really big things. You're never, ever not working when you run your own business. It's as simple as that. Even when you go on holiday, you're still working. Because it's very difficult to put down the social media or the emails and not be aware of that. because in the back of your mind, you're conscious that sometimes someone asks a question that needs to be answered, or someone says something you need to respond to, and you don't have someone back at the office covering that for you. You've got to do that yourself. And although I've got some really great guys in the community, like Nick on Facebook and Jeff on Board Game Geek and stuff like that, and Jeff on Alessandro on Facebook, all you guys. Jeff, good to see you. Ray, how you doing? Ray, you do prefer Ray, don't you, rather than Raymond? John, good to see you. It is tricky, so switching off, but you see, it's, for me, I'm lucky. It's a bit like a drug in a way. I so enjoy doing what I do. It's so easy just to carry on doing it, you know. And we have friends who run similar types of businesses, and they say to me, "We don't work at the weekend," and I'm like, "But I enjoy working at the weekend." So it's not such a problem. I don't know whether they're healthier mentally than I am. Probably. I understand that I ran a small online. I understand that I ran a small online shop parallel to my 9-to-5 job for a few years, from merchandising to selling. All me. Stopped it before it burned me too hard. Yes, well, you know, I started the games design before I went full time. So, I mean, I've been drawing maps and designing games and writing stories and doing all that stuff for decades. Oh my god, that sounds so bad. Since I've been 10, you know. So that's coming up to, oh blimey, 4 decades now. And so it's just always been part of me. And so the opportunity came along in my job where I could jump ship when management changed at the school I was at. And I thought, right, now is the time. Just done Rad Zone. I had the 2D6 brewing in my mind, and I thought, right, we're going to go for it. And it worked. 3 years on, we're still doing it full time. And hopefully that will carry on for another 3 years. And another 3 years after that. I never take it for granted, though. Whatever you remember, no preference for me. Oh, okay, Ray. Ray it is then. Adrian, good to see you, my friend. So, yeah, with that whole self-employed thing, I think one of the things that is tricky for me, and one of the reasons why I like doing these streams, yeah, it was a big leap, Jeff, definitely. Is I am a people person, so I love being around people most of the time. I mean, not everybody does all the time, 100%, but I do like being with people. And obviously, when I'm at home on my own, I am on my own. The clue's in the title. And admittedly, my son is here quite a bit because he's looking for a job at the moment. And at the weekends, my wife is here, naturally, but she works at a school full time. So we're hoping to get her down to 4 days. So that should be soon. Then she can focus a bit on the business a bit more. So that's tricky. So doing the streams and chatting with you guys and hearing you say stuff and getting the feedback is massive. And, you know, going on socials in the morning is really important for me to be able to connect with people. Otherwise you're operating in a bubble and you don't see things, and it's difficult, really tricky to try and gauge. And I've been engaging with the solo gaming arena and just gaming in general for many years now, and I felt like I've learnt the knowledge, and I think that's important for anybody who wants to try and do something like this. You've really got to have a yearning to understand the field you're going into, you know, otherwise it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. So yeah, if you want to start a business and you're like, oh, I'll design a game, you've got to ask yourself, have I designed games before? And if you haven't, then, you know, do it as a hobby for a while and see what you think. You know, that's the kind of like, Paul, good to see you. Alessandro, good to see you. Yeah, we're here. Just doing a little bit of an intro. Yeah, but I mean, another thing I'd say about solo gaming is that I am running a solo business. Is there are certain skills which you won't have, and you'll have to get other people to do them for you, and you have to accept that. I mean, I'm one of these people. I do a lot of things. I do a lot of art. I do a lot of writing. Writing's my main thing, but and the design side of it. But the finance side, my God, if my wife couldn't do that, then we would be screwed. Mark, good to see you. Nick, good to see you. For some reason, my reminder didn't go off, so I'm late. I'll have words with you later, Mark. I designed jewellery. Lord McGray says, I designed jewellery, started as a hobby, then started asking how much... People started asking how much the pieces would cost. But the moment it became a business, things changed. I didn't craft for fun and to relax, but for, custom orders, entirely different feeling. Yeah, I mean, in a sense, I know what you mean. I mean, I was working on map commissions for years before this went kind of bigger, and I still enjoyed the maps. I still enjoyed that process. So it does change it for some people. It doesn't for others. Prestige P, good to see you. Frank, good to see you. Dream team. You guys. So there's lots of things to consider. I mean, I every day I pinch myself and come downstairs, and my studio is, I mean, I guess one day maybe I should do a studio tour, but it's completely tailored to how I want things and to my collectibles. You guys know I'm a collector. I collect things. In fact, one of the things I want to show today was a retro game I got my hands on, which I kind of want to show you. I'll show you later. Once we've done a few things and talked about some of these products. So I hope that, as I said previously, this is just a discussion stream, just a chat, to go over some news and updates. So we did the update video, and lots of people have commented on that, so thank you. But just to reiterate, we have all three versions of Realm here. So we've got the hardback, the paperback, the hardback, and the spiral. We've got the cards, which, Graham, good to see you. We've got the cards, which is fantastic here. Look, event cards, the god cards. We've got all the different cards. 127 cards, 20 more cards than last time for the same price. That's not bad, is it? And it slots in here. It's got that double-breasted thing here. Lots of creature cards. People have asked me about why the creature cards are called a 2d6 dungeon. That's because this is an expansion of 2d6 dungeon. These creature cards may be used in other things. They're not just for the realm. The realm uses the combat, obviously uses the rules 2d6 dungeon. It's an expansion. So the creature cards remain with that branding, the creature card branding with the 2d6 dungeon on the back. But the buildings have got the 2d6 realm, and then you've got some other bits and pieces in there. So, yeah, really pleased. They are top. I'm just so pleased with the quality of these. And the box is slightly bigger to accommodate the cards, but similar design. Lovely bit of art. I can't remember the lady's name. Cover art by Anne Gregerson. Very nice. Toby, you're going to make me spend a small fortune. So, no comment. So the cards there look fantastic. And, of course, these cards, let's not forget, they go with the lairs as well. So you've got the lairs monsters in these cards. Just so you're aware. So that is a handy thing. And they're in future editions, a while from now, there will be there will be more dungeons written that use the range of cards, use a range of creatures. So they're in there. Spent a large fortune, want the good stuff, faux leather and so on. Yes, the faux leathers are going to be with us next week. As I say, the guys emailed me. Once they've settled down, once they got their, they wanted to send me some stuff and prove some material and stuff like that. Now they've printed all the pages. They've just been doing the covers and debossing the covers. And so we're going to have a beautiful black... we've got the black original 2d6 dungeon, then we've got the realm is red, I think, and the lair is green. Or was it the other way around? I forget. We'll see. I'll be showing those off next week, and I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on those. Blimey. Yay! Well done, D. Johnson. Okay, so we've got the 3 versions there, and we'll have the faux leather edition of those. So that is fantastic, and you can see how nice the spiral is here as well. This is going to be good for streaming. On a personal note, I probably won't necessarily use the spiral if I'm just playing myself. I'll probably still use the paperback because I prefer the flipping through pages, because then I put the book to one side rather than leave it out in front. But I completely get people's preferences. The spirals have just been a revelation, and I'm really pleased. All the books of any size, anyway, that I do, all the games will come in a spiral now as well. So, because it's almost like when I first thought about these binds, it was like some people said they want a spiral, and I was like, well, I don't want to do a spiral. I want to do the true bind, and I'm like, I'm stupid. I could do both. So that's how it ended up. So we've also got the original 2d6 dungeon. My only worry with the faux versions is I've ordered is usually might have to get the spirals too. Is usability. Well, the faux are kind of collectible. I'll be honest with you, but using them isn't a problem. Let me get. So I think most people buy the faux as sort of like a collectible piece, but to be honest, they work perfectly fine as a tool. If you want to read them, you can just they're really nicely bound. They do a great job, and it's very usable. So of course, with anything, with spines or books, you use them, they get a little fold, you get a little scratch, so you might want to keep those perfect. Imagine you're going to have the 3 colours. It's going to be the core set, if you like. It is the core set. So you've got like the dungeon, the realm, and the omnibus. But there will also be legendary dungeons as well. So the kind of core set will be four books. Legendary dungeon coming in December, so that's exciting. So we have, as I was saying, we've got the 2d6 dungeon. So that's now available as a spiral. So that's nice. And then we've got the Lairs Volume 2. This exists as just the paperback. So when will the 2d6 spiral be available? Yes, that is a good question. So these will be going on to the shop in probably about probably a week or two. So I want to try and give it a bit longer so people can receive their products. There's a lot going out every day. We get 50 to 100 packages out each day. These are big packages, and most people are getting them now. I want a bit. If we put them on the shop, then we don't want people to buy it from the shop and get it before those who pledged. Now that may not entirely be feasible in every single circumstance. So there's obviously a chance that someone might not get their product. It might get delayed or something like that. So hopefully for most people they'll get their product first if they ordered. So looks lovely. I have 2d6 paperback already, but went for the 3 set of faux would have been wrong not to get all of them to match. Well, I totally agree, Adrian. Add in spirals later on. Now, that's very good of you. I mean, the spirals have been very popular, and I've been so impressed with them. And then we've got the layers volume 2. So there's the original layers, and have we got that here? There's volume 2. There's volume 1. Here we go. These are 2 slim books. You've got 1, 2, and each one's got 2 layers in, as some of you will be more than aware. And they go together. Now, those then, they just appear in the paperback, but then they also appear in the omnibus, which is paperback, hardback, and spiral. Some people have got the spiral set. Some people got the hardback set. Now, this features those 4 layers that I was talking about in those 2 books there, but it also includes the Haunted House Mansion, and that's got all the details in there with some, additional art in the back there. Which is awesome. So those 3 there. Now, this one here was the one that we were waiting on. For some reason, they didn't get these ones back to us. I feel like they were a week late with it. We don't know why. I wonder whether they did a reprint or something. Yes, so there is a new layer for Halloween, and now we've seen all these. The new one for Halloween is called Creatures of the Corn, inspired by Children of the Corn, naturally, and it's set in a cornfield by a farmer's house, and there's a narrative for it which I won't go into now, but there are corridors and kind of cells or rooms within the corn, and you have to get into this corn, and there are horror monsters. So my plan is to do a Halloween expansion each year, because I absolutely love Halloween and the folklore around it, and what it brings to the fantasy genre. It brings a lot, and I kind of really like it for those reasons. So that is going to be out maybe like a week before Halloween. So that'll be a while yet, and we will have finished the Alien Sanctuary campaign before then. So we'll be sending that one out during that time. So that is going to be fun. There may well be a Layers Omnibus 2 at some point, but that won't be for another year or 2. So, Saab, good to see you. My goodies arrived early this week. Excited to get started. Fantastic. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear people getting their stuff. Does the 2D6 Dungeon with faux leather include the tables coded? Yes, it does. Yes. So, with the paperback, 2D6 Dungeon paperback, you get the 2 books, you get the rules separate, and it was just for functionality, so people could pair that up, marry that with other tables, and just for the convenience of having a smaller book to read and carry. Codex is quite thick, but with the hardback and the spiral and the foes, those 2 books are put together and they are one book to rule. I can't wait to play that one and get some maps done. Yes, David, you are the Halloween map drawer. I love the one you did for the Haunted House. So I'm going to get that to you ASAP. That's coming, and we'll get some maps. We got to hear that the expansion last year. Glad to hear that, Jeff says. The expansion last year was fantastic. Well, thank you, Jeff. That's very kind of you. Yeah, so exciting. I'm really pleased that is on the cards. So and that will be just a digital. So the Halloween will be a digital one, and you better buy it on our website, which you can see above my head here. drgames.co.uk. No, Frank, it doesn't. Fantastic. So the post has been going out. That's 50 to 100 packages a day. All the combinations now are being sent. So hardbacks and spirals, cards, paperbacks with cards. The dice are also in there. We've had the dice for a long time now, and it's all these combinations are going out, and we're packaging up. My son and I are packaging a lot. Joe's doing some as well, and that's all. We're doing as much as we can. So each day I'm taking like 6 to 10 bags full of post to the local post office. The guy there, he's like running out of bags to give me. We've been sending so much stuff. So that is all in the pipeline. So fingers crossed, by the end of next week, everything will have been sent. Fingers crossed. And then we'll give it a week, and then we'll bung everything on the website so people can order it there. Dices are amazing. Love them. Fantastic. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, we're really pleased with the dice. Just little things like that, just make you happy when you see it. And kind of the realization of the mechanics of the game in a dice form is just a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. 50 to 100 a day. The mail must hate you, lol. Actually, they're not too bad, because what we do is we have a business account, and we basically print out a manifest. So they just scan the manifest, and it all goes through, and they just put the bags through to the into the right sections, and then it gets all processed. So it's not like we take one and just get to stamp it, and then another one and stamp it. No, it's all very streamlined, and we it's all manifested online. We put thousands and thousands of pounds through there, so we have a special discount, and that makes it work. I guess one of the questions that I wanted to ask, just on a slightly different subject here, what are people's opinions about me streaming? Lochorian, how are you doing? Good to catch you live too, my friend. What do people feel about me streaming on Thursday evenings or Friday evenings? Now, maybe we could do a little straw poll here. Now, Jeff, I'm asking Jeff directly here, or both. David says, yeah. If one or the other, because it's an interesting idea, because it's nice to be able to communicate with people, and if people are feeling like Friday is a better evening, then Friday is one maybe we'll try and do more of. So, Jeff, do you know? I got used to Thursdays. Yeah. So, who knows, David or Jeff? Do you know the website Straw Poll? Maybe we should put a poll up that says, do you prefer Toby to stream on Thursday evenings or Friday evenings? And people can tick one or the other. Or we can have a third option, neither. And that will keep your Friday free, Robert says. Well, we could put a link. Doing well. Wanted to ask, maybe it's already been asked, if you plan to go back to 26 Dungeon Books for updates, or maybe I missed the updates. Oh, I think you've asked this before, haven't you? I think I did answer. The updates, the 2D6 Dungeon has been ironed out completely. We're very happy with the state that that's in, so I won't be going back to change that. anything that is added to the game will be an expansion. Thursdays for me. Friday is usually going out night. Who am I kidding? I haven't been out in years. That's Adrian. That's my thought process. You know, I'll try one right now. Why not? Why not, Jeff? Jeff's going to try and do a straw poll for us. It will give you a link, and if you put the link in the description here, in the chat, and then email me the link. JIF2K, thank you, my friend. Rubin, how are you doing? Fry Dungeon Day. Doing a poll on Facebook is super easy, and you could run. Ah, David, that's a good idea. What a good idea. Yeah, we could put. Maybe we'll put a link on. Yes, Jeff. David's just come up with a great idea. Put a poll on Facebook. So maybe I'll do that then. That's a great idea. So that's kind of. Here we go. Straw poll. Let's try this. Mike McGill, how are you doing? Just added the IST page back to my Alien Sanctuary pledge. Fantastic. Do you have a photocopy on hand to show on screen? Just curious if it's size. I do. I have a print. Where is it? Let me get IST. Here we are. I don't do Facebook. Okay, well, we've got the straw poll there. Maybe if you could... Maybe, I don't know how long that stays up for, straw polls. I haven't got access to my computers over there, so it's got a pretty bad setup here. So this is IST. It's a little book. It's quite chunky for a little book. It's actually got words on there. You can't see it very clearly because it's dark, but that actually does say IST focus. Intergalactic Space Trader. And this is the little book here. Here it is. With the ship 2 expansions in the back. That's the omnibus. That is it. 9 votes now. Ooh, okay. The voting is working right now. 7 votes. Cool. Fantastic. So if you drop me that link, I can then put it in the description as well. Down there once the thing's finished. If you say email it to me, because I won't necessarily find it on here again, and then I'll put it in the description, and maybe we'll see whether that clocks up. We can use that as well. Nice one. JIF2K says, I like that the Spiral of Tooth's Dungeon has both the rules and codex as one book. That's awesome, Jeff. Thank you. I'll be picking that up soon, I hope. Oh, fantastic. Thanks, guys. Yeah, and then just post it in there every now and again, and I'll bring it up. Okay. So that's pretty much where we're at with 2D6 Dungeon. Working hard on that, posting stuff every day. Just waiting for the foes to come in next week. We have the dice, they're going out as well in packets. People will be receiving those. We're seeing lots of people on Facebook posting updates saying that they've got their packets, and everything seems to be arriving safely. We're extra careful with the packaging, as you know. So let's have a little chat about Alien Sanctuary. That is coming along really nicely. The guys have been helping with the rules. Mark, thank you. Jeff, Ray, you've been fantastic, and some other people as well. Matthew, Alessandro, other people. You've been absolutely stunning. Thank you. We kind of ironed down the rules. So they're pretty set. We've got new tranquilizer rules, which have caused a bit of controversy. Sorry, Mark, but I kind of had a purpose for those, and I didn't want to make it too complicated. We'll just see how that goes. Graham, I shouldn't be watching this. I'm going to play 2D6 Dungeon. Well, if these aren't too long, you should be able to have some time for the dungeon. So yeah, we've passed 2 stretch goals on the Kickstarter. It's going absolutely amazing. Just look up Alien Sanctuary on Kickstarter. I should have put a link in the description. That was silly. But in the description of this video, I have put a link to a new video by the tabletop engineer who's played the first 3 turns and has shown some of what the game is, which is fantastic. And so that is currently on Kickstarter. As you know, it's kind of like it's an in-between game. It's a smaller game, something to take my mind off the dungeon a little bit before I launch back into Legendary Dungeon at the end of the year. So that's coming. But this is kind of like my little breather. No, stay. Here's more pretty stuff to buy. Well, this is just a photocopy, so this is just a prototype. Yeah, so we have that is funding, which is great. We've reached our target. We just got to try and push on through some stretch goals now, which adds more aliens to the book, which is awesome. Any tidbits or teasers for the up and coming 2d6 Void? Mike, that is a good question. So we'll probably start work on that, because that'll probably be the middle of next year, and it is using the core rules of 2d6 Dungeon, but they are translated into a sci-fi setting. So we're gonna have different weapons, different equipment, new rules, but obviously core to it will be a new. You're going to be on this is the premise so far. This may change, but it's going to be like a space Hulk, a massive spaceship, which you have to get down. Originally, I thought to get to the central, the engine, the engine core, something like that, and destroy that. It probably will be reworked. My brain is so focused on Alien Sanctuary, and yeah, we may even have leg armor, Mark. But that's the Kickstarter has started. It's not the Kickstarter is, if you just look up Alien Sanctuary on Kickstarter, you'll find it there, Frank. I haven't got it on this description for this particular video. I will try and add it in afterwards if I remember. We have yes, so that's the Void, and there will be more coming, but we've got Legendary Dungeon first before we move into the Void. So that's to look forward to. So with Alien Sanctuary, we have I think we've got something like finishes on the 1st. So what is that? 10 days left to go on the Sanctuary, and then that will be ready and printed. We've got phase 4, which is expansion, and I've been working on that today and yesterday, working up the ideas that we'd already established. Oh, Nick, thank you. You too, fantastic. Double whammy, well done. Good work. So, I see. Frank tried to post. Right, didn't I? Got you. Yeah, you've got to be admin. Yeah, Nick was first. So that's there. That's doing well at the moment. We're pleased with how that's going. Spread the word. You know what to do, and that's kind of where we're at with that. And I'm pleased and excited to have another game as part of the DR Games portfolio. I assumed you had that security. I just yeah. It's just a standard thing, Frank, isn't it? So yeah, working on phase 4. I've been basically, with Phase 4, it's an expansion to the core rules. Now, most of you don't know the game, but you manage a sanctuary, and you do it over 3 phases, and aliens come in, and you kind of care for them, and events happen. With Phase 4, there are some extra things that happen. So you've got a series of potential events that might happen that are external influences that come in. So it might be things like infected. You find out one of your aliens is infected. There's activists that cause problems. Hunting parties that break into your sanctuary. There's you have a PR team and celebrities that might turn up and stuff like this. So it adds a different kind of external vibe to it that is affecting your sanctuary. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So that's Nick, you take care, my friend. No, it's not, funny enough, but that's a nice little link. I may actually put something about ants in there. So we'll see. There might be some little links. There's a few Easter eggs in Phase 4, and there's a couple in Alien Sanctuary as well. The main game. See if you can spot those. Really kind of excited. I think we've largely covered quite a lot of the points there. We've got the Halloween update coming. We've got the campaign finishing for Alien Sanctuary. That's in 10 days. We're going to put the books on the website in about 10 days as well. All these combinations of spirals and stuff like that. We've got that pretty much sums it up. We've got and the foes are coming next week, which is awesome. So there was another thing I wanted to run past you. So I am quite interested in retro games. Yeah, they kind of, I get quite enthusiastic when I see an old-fashioned game. And I was on David Attenborough's Head in a Jar. That's kind of grim, Mark. And so I saw the other day, I was on eBay, and I do all sorts of bizarre searches on eBay. And one game came up, and I think I was searching for kind of retro card games. I'm quite interested in it. Now, I came across this game. Here's a celebrity, you're not wrong. I came across this game here. And I've never seen this before. 32 viewers and only 12 likes. Give the stream a thumbs up, guys. Thank you, Lord McRae. That's very, very good. McGray, thank you for saying that. It's one of those, I'm terrible. I never remember to say that to people. Click the thumbs up button. I thought you were going to break out top trumps. Well, I have actually got some top trumps, which I could show you as well. Come to think of it. Well, I'll show you the top trumps. Where is it? Let me just have a little look here. All right. Sergeant Meeple, good to see you. Sergeant Meeple, guys, has a new, I think it's relatively new YouTube channel. Has done some coverage on. Yes, there were. On 2D6 Dungeon, which is awesome. Thank you. So, I picked up Wembley. We'll have a look at that in a sec. Firstly, we're going to look at some top trumps. I've got some top trumps recently. We'll go over that card game in a minute. So we've got here. Let's go in a little bit closer. So this is top trumps. Now, some of you, I don't know in America whether you had these or not. Jeff, you were saying you hadn't seen them. So basically, they're just this is a really thin plastic they originally came in, but they're just cards for kids. And this was a set that I had when I was 10. Prehistoric monsters. Now you think it should say prehistoric dinosaurs, wouldn't you? Because, you know, monsters is quite a general term, but there's some other bits and pieces in here. Oh, David, nice work. So I just want to quickly show you these. So these have a little bit of blurb at the front, some information, and then they have these awesome cards. And as a kid, these were just completely fascinating. Yeah. So no idea what this is, but I'm Canadian, not American. Well, you know, Canada might not have had them either. I think they may have a similar thing. Right, so if you look at these, let me see if I can find the T-Rex or the Stegosaurus, right? So at the bottom here, you have some stats, and what you would do is you would deal them out. Each would have half, and then you would get your card that was at the top, and you'd read a stat, and you'd have to be bigger or better than your opponent, and you'd take their card, and the goal was to try and get all the cards. Obviously, it was a pretty difficult game because you'd have some pretty crappy cards, and you'd say a stat length half a meter, and someone would beat with 7 meters. So it would just go round and round in circles, and you never actually really won many games. Although these cards are fantastic, you didn't actually get these stats weren't really good for playing the game stupidly. You get ones with cars, say, and you'd have like speed and acceleration and stuff like that, and yeah, they were better for playing the game. Well, we had cards with dinosaurs and animals, but I always thought it was information stuff. But yeah, these are kind of information. Oh, you'll notice I've cut my finger there. All that packing. Yeah, these, well, the best ones were the cowboy ones. I think I've got a pack of cowboy ones upstairs. I've always been fascinated by cowboys and the West and all that stuff. So the Wild West. I would love to go over, maybe over to the West and visit some of those sort of classic sites in America. That'd be fantastic. So there's that briefly. So there's a little bit of information for those people who I was talking about before. Let's have a look at this Wembley game. So Wembley is the kind of the national stadium, national soccer, or what we call football stadium over here, Wembley. So this is I'm going to be calling it football. So all you Americans, it means soccer. Okay. Toby just put out a 10-minute video playing Top Trumps with Joe. I can't believe so many people have never seen this masterpiece. What? I don't know what. Oh, right, I see what you mean, like a suggestion video. I know, it's funny, isn't it? A little glass of port here just to lubricate the larynx. Right, so does it have Brontosaurus? It does have Brontosaurus, Adrian. He's in there. He might be called a Diplodocus in that, I'm not sure. Right, so I saw this and I thought, right, I'd love to collect old games, and I've got some. And I was thinking to myself, I have a concept. I've always had a concept. I would like to have a museum, to own a museum or run a museum, or in some way have a museum of gaming, of tabletop games. So if I see this, I think, it wasn't such a bad price. I'll get it maybe one day I'll open a museum. And I was thinking maybe I should actually have a few games and put like my collection on a website and call it Tabletop Museum, Tabletop Games Museum, something like that. But in any case, I'm always thinking stuff like this. And because I think that games are so important. You know, obviously I would. But let's have a look at this one. Let's see what's in. This is an old game, okay? Look. This is an old, the box is battered. And I'm going to open it up here. What have we got inside here? So, inside the lid, look at how retro this is. Look how cool this is. Aerial Productions Limited. Distributed by Samson Lowe, London. The Game of Wembley. Okay. Classic little rule book. How neat, how beautiful is that? Look at that. And lovely little simple border, kind of black and white. Does it have a date on here? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Does it have a date? It's 15, 16 pages long. I'm gonna read it and see how it's played. And doesn't have a date on it. Yeah, I would imagine 60s maybe. Yeah, Northampton is a top card, Mark, believe it or not. Let's have a, it doesn't say here. We'll have a quick look. No, I can't see a date, which is a surprise really. But 60s, I mean, I guess we could always Google that. So there's the rule book. Very neat. Someone's put some bubble wrap in here. Immediately my eye goes to the dice. I mean, wow. These are old dice. Look at that. First released 1952. It has the feel of the 50s. Look at these dice. They are awesome. Look at those. Wow. They're hard plastic. Tabletop Wanderer. How are you doing? We've done all the updates on 2D6 Dungeon and Alien Sanctuary, and we're having a little peek at an old game I bought. The colours aren't quite the same. They're a bit darker in my hand. But look at that. These are beautiful. I just love to use these. Just buying this game for these dice are fantastic. Eddie. Hi, Toby Paul here. Just thought you might like to know that in the table book, part 2 on the dice set 6-3, it says. Okay. Thanks, Eddie. Send me an email, my friend. So that's got a lovely little spot in there. Love those dice. They are fantastic. And then in here we've got God, look at that. Now, am I being stupid or what? Does plastic tiddlywinks counters just bring up anybody feeling nostalgia? Tiddlywinks, I know. That you'd get a plastic token and you'd flick the edge and it'd make it jump. Look at that. That is just awesome. They feel. Yes, Saab. Look at those plastic round counters. Now they're coloured, so there's a reason. I think there's some meaning behind these colours here. Same with the dice. And then we have a selection of teams. I'm surprised they're not Bakelite. I think they are plastic. They're too light to be Bakelite. So we've got teams here. Okay, so we've got lists of teams. Coventry, Arsenal, West Brom, Tottenham, Manchester United, Bristol Rovers, Plymouth, Fulham, Stoke, Notts Forest, Nottingham Forest, Birmingham, Northampton, Reading, Grimsby, Wrexham, Gateshead, Millwall, Norwich, Brighton, Bradford, Mansfield, Southend, Southampton, York City, and someone has written on this one, Southport. Maybe there's a clue. And these are some blank ones. I might write Watford on there, because Watford are my football team. So that's all the teams there. Look at these coloured strips here. I don't quite know what these are for. I don't know what they would be for. They look like they're slightly longer there. I don't know what that's for. Okay, curious. And then we've got money, and there's a lot of it. Look at that. That is a wedge of money there. Let's have a look at this. Look how awesome. Look at that. Wembley, £1,000. Bank of Wembley. The paper, it feels kind of, it's very thin. Look at how cool that is. Okay, Monopoly money. And then we have a stack of cards. There's a lot here, I think. So, oh, no, there's a little basin there. Okay. So you've got some blank cards you can maybe write on. My mate had a football game played on a square grid pitch, laying down cards that showed a particular move on the pitch. Used to like playing that, but never seen it since school days. Toby rolling in dough. Tabletop wonder. I wish. Maybe if I play this game, I can be one of these, maybe Arsenal, earn a lot of money. And then you've got scores. So we're going to be drawing these cards, aren't we? So you might have Northampton 3, Brighton 3. Something like that. I don't know how that goes. But how about that, eh? Isn't that? Don't you think this is just like a beautiful little set with the cardboard and I just thought it was fantastic. I'm going to read the rules and follow that up and see how that goes. Yeah, that's not much to read. There we go. Retro games, but the dice are just fantastic. I saw the pictures of the dice and I had to have them. Proper retro dice. Cool. It's just like, I like to share. I can't believe Birmingham City was there, but no Villa. Well, this is from the 50s, and the leagues were very different back then, weren't they? I mean, very different. Are you a Villa fan, David? Awesome. What did people think of that? Do you like a look at that? Yeah, awesome. Good. So, has anybody got any questions? It's a bit of a shorter stream today. Damn right. Yeah, Villa aren't doing too badly, are they? Not doing too badly. If anyone's got any questions, then fire away. Good question. I have no idea. All right, guys. So, anybody got an update on that straw poll? Let's have a quick look at the straw poll. At exactly the game I was thinking. Right. Penalty. there was a game that we played and it had little cards with players on. I used to play it with my mates, and I don't know what game that was either. Funny how that happens, isn't it? Nicholas had it, and we used to go around his and play it, and there was lots of trading, I seem to remember, with transfers and swapping players and stuff like that. 8-6 in favour of Thursday. Okay. I may also look at the YouTube stats as well. I mean, it does make sense Thursday, because Friday, yes. I mean, we have some, I guess, some good news in the sense my sister-in-law and her husband are moving back from Australia. They've been out there for 17 years, and they're moving just 20 minutes away from us. So they're going to be back in the UK. So there's every chance that they may want to do stuff on Friday evening. So, you know. In theory, yeah. Mark, you're not wrong. What's the margin of error? Ray asks. What do you mean? With the straw poll? Lovely. 2d6. Yeah, there's going to be plenty more. Plenty more. Don't you worry about that. I also had a eureka moment for Rad Zone as well. So all my games, all my babies are in my brain. So I've had a concept idea for the role play version for Rad Zone RPG, and so that's in the back of the mind. That's working on. So not actually. I might, as David says, I think I'll put a poll up on the Facebook page and see what people say. We'll see. We'll gather. It looks like it's going to be kind of, 50-50 or 60-40. It's going to be difficult to say. I mean, I don't suppose it matters, really too much. I would say that it does, when I do it on Fridays, I seem to get higher numbers on the stream. So we were up to 40. I'll be doing a Rad Zone. The problem that I have is I don't have, with doing an RPG, as much as, I'd love to, and I've done a lot of RPG stuff in the past. I don't have an RPG group to test it in, and I don't have contacts in that area to be able to get it out there and people to play it. So we'll just have to see. Yeah, fantastic, Sergeant Meeple. Yeah, Rad Zone, it works. It's designed as a solo player game, and then the 2-player version came along with Rad Zone Totality. So yeah, and I'm also starting to think we've got the Jeff. I know we put it on the burner, but I do want to at some point look at the expansion, the new Galaxy expansion for IST. So we'll have to get that out at some point. But yeah, so much stuff. I think I'm going insane. But I love it. I love all the creativity of it. Consistency counts for a lot. Yes, you're not wrong. Eddie, it's Toby at drgames.co.uk. So it's Toby at dr, standing for Dark Realm, games.co.uk. Guys, you've been fantastic. I think we're going to call it there. And I will be back next week, and we'll be more organised next week to play some more Alien Sanctuary, I think. And as we're approaching the end of that campaign. So that's there. Don't forget your Alien Sanctuary. If you've backed it already, get in there, have a look, see what you think. I will I will be sending some stuff out to testers next week as well. So, yeah. Guys, thank you for being here. I will catch up with you very soon, as I said. And exciting times. We lots going on, and don't forget, we've got the Halloween expansion coming as well. So, good stuff. All right then, you take care, guys. I will catch up with you very soon.